Oh my goodness, are you watching more of those video nasties? Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. This is the next voix.
Roll sound.
Rolling. Sound production, take 2.
Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. And we are back with the video nasties. This is section 2, part 2. This one has taken a little bit longer because there's 2 titles in the next block of 10 that I didn't have. I've got one of them. There's still one missing, so I'm just going to tell you what the one is when I get to it. And then I'm going to sort of like jump to the next one, which would have been like number 21. Because it's like an odd number, this section anyway. So with a couple missing, which I'm not happy about, to be honest. It kind of evens it out a bit. I can get through them. I should get these done in 3 videos. So this is part 2. Part 3 should be the final one of section 2. Section 3, however, that's going to go on for a while because there's 70 or 80 odd titles, I think, if I remember rightly. So we're far from done yet. So yes, I have been getting asked about this. I'm so glad that these seem to be doing really well. So next 10 titles, sit back and enjoy me waffling on for the next probably hour the way I go on of this video nasties section 2 part 2. Right, so here we go. We're going to start with number 11, and that is Don't Look in the Basement. Now, that's not the original video nasty artwork. If you want to see the original video nasty artwork, the little video I've done at the front has got every section 2 title, so you'll know what the video cover looked like. This version I got is released by... I actually thought it was Code Red, but it isn't. Get the old gigs on. They're called Dark Force Entertainment. I'd never really heard of them before. You can get a couple of versions of this. There's another company, I think it might have House on the Edge of the Park on, if I remember rightly. But this one's got a bonus film on called Chaos. This is a great film. I've watched it once. And I wondered why they put that. It looks like a kind of a modern remake again of Last House on the Left. Sage Stallone, God rest his soul, Sylvester Stallone's son, who started the Grindhouse company off, Grindhouse Releasing Company, he's in this. Well worth a watch. So for me, if you're going to get these video nasties and you're going to get Don't Look in the Basement, for me it's worth getting this one for that. Because I think it's actually better than this. This is so... I'm not talking about that now. I'm on about Don't Look in the Basement. This is so low budget. The disc's nothing special. No reverse artwork or anything. There's the back. I love that look of that driving. I've only watched it once. And basically it was from... This is just from memory. This woman goes for a nurse's job at this... It's like right out the way. It's like a sort of a... Like a little private home. But they are mentally sort of... I wouldn't say insane. One of them's like a bit touched because I think he was a copper or something and something went... Anyway, there's when she gets there, she gets interviewed by the main nurse there. And there's some strange things going on. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil it. There is a bit of a twist at the end. I've seen far worse. I've seen far better. I like the premise of it. The story was good, but yeah, it could have been better. It does look dirty, grimy. They haven't like overly cleaned it up or anything like that, so that to me adds to it. It kind of makes you feel like going back to the old pre-certificate video days. So it does actually feel quite authentic when you watch this one. Should it have actually made it onto the list? Probably not. There's nothing like overly offensive or overly gory in it. I'm not sure whether you can get this in this country. Actually, Don't Look in the Basement. I've never seen it. Actually, yes, you can. I think there's a DVD of it. It's like a really low budget DVD. I think it's one like they used to be in the pound shop and stuff. But as for Blu-ray, I'm not sure. So I opted for this one. You can actually get it with another cover, which is like a red sleeve. It looks like quite arty. You know, like you get those like arty slip covers in HMV sometimes. It kind of looks like that. It's red with like a blocky picture of a house and I don't know. It's just, I didn't like the cover. Can't remember whether you had a bonus film on that or not. You might get Don't Look in the Basement 2, which I didn't even know existed. I've never seen it. I don't think I have any wish to be honest. If somebody said to me, oh, it's better than the first one, then I would probably be very curious to see it, but I don't know. Is it a slasher film? Not really. Not really. It's just like more... Because it's in like some sort of a mental asylum place. Well, it's a home. It's not an asylum. It's more like a big house. It's like a halfway house type of thing. And they've all obviously got mental issues one way or another. There is a couple of gory scenes in from what I can remember, but nothing too over the top. Well, like I said, it wasn't the greatest film. I would probably give this maybe a 5 out of 10. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't brilliant. So that is Don't Look in the Basement. Number 12. This, when it was out on video, this was massively rented. It was always at the top of the charts, and it was one of those that when you went for it, it was out. You had to wait for it. When I first seen this, my jaw dropped. I was thinking, holy shit. Classed as, and quite rightly so, as one of the greatest horror films ever. Definitely one of the best video nasties on any of the lists. And this is Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. I do have the original Elite Entertainment DVD, but I couldn't be bothered fighting to get it out, but I've still got it. And that was the first DVD I ever bought. This is just the standard American Blu-ray on Anchor Bay. It is region locked. And that's the back of it. I think I'm going to get rid of this, because I now have the 4K. And I got the Cine Edition version off HMV. Long sold out. I'll show you the inside. Not a lot of difference, really. But where you can get the blue US artwork steelbook, it's not a steelbook in this, it's just the normal Amaret case. And you get some lovely art cards there. Ooh, look at her there, Cheryl. I love her. I don't like this edition with that usual bog standard crappy Blu-ray with the horrible artwork on, and then you get the 4K. This looks fantastic on 4K as well, so for me this is well worth getting. And then you also get a poster with the original US artwork on. I was gutted because I was hoping that that could have been flipped around on the other side and had the UK quad poster, which is far better. Absolute Graham Humphreys masterpiece. He's done many, many fantastic video covers, horror films. He's done other stuff as well. But The Evil Dead, by miles, is one of his greatest things. Absolutely love it. I'm trying to put that back in there. It doesn't go in there. What a bell end! If you haven't seen this, where in hell's tits have you been hiding? Basic storyline is there is two guys and two gals going to this cabin in the woods for a weekend away. One of them being a very young Bruce Campbell. Some strange things happen while they're on the way as they're getting closer to it. It's like, that's a bit weird. So they're entering, getting closer to the area where the cabin is. And one of the eeriest, oh God, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it now, is when the car is just very, very slowly and silently driving towards the cabin after it's got over the bridge. Oh my God, and you hear this, like a thud, like a big footstep. It's broad daylight, but my God, it's so effective. So they get there, something else happens just outside, just a little thing, but it makes you go, oh, involving a bench outside the cabin. And then they go inside. They go and check out the basement. They find this tape recorder. It's a reel-to-reel. They bring it up the stairs. They play it. They find out about people who've been there previous. And then he starts to go on about this book, which they also find with the tape recorder. And it's got like an awful face on it. And it's called The Book of the Dead. And the reason it looks so bad is it's bound in human flesh. But as they're playing this tape and they're looking through the book, there's some really awful illustrations in like what somebody's obviously just made for the book, but they've done such a good job. And they start reading out this stuff that sounds like, but I don't think it is. It sounds like a bit like Latin. And yeah, they wake something up. And then it kicks off. For now, they started filming this, I think it was it 78 or something, telling me it was actually 79. But when this come out, wow, the jump scares, the actual creepiness, and the actual, oh my God, I'm terrified of the characters, the makeup and the gore in this was like ridiculously excessive for its time. I do understand why this one got pulled up. But for me, censorship shouldn't be a thing. But for me, this should have been a section 1. Easily. Because this blows most of section 1 out of the water. Not only for it being such a brilliant film, but it's far more disturbing and scary and gory than probably half of the section 1. I don't know how the hell it didn't make it, but Axe did. Never understand it. Evil Dead, 9 out of 10, easily for me. Sam Raimi's first ever film, before he did Spider-Man and everything, obviously. So yes, if you have been asleep, or for the last 40 odd years you've been thinking, oh, shall I watch that, shall I? Get it watched. Brilliant film, The Evil Dead. Number 13. This is one of the ones that I didn't have, which is what I was waiting for. And you can only get this one on an American DVD, which is now out of print. I went looking for it, and it's going for like 40, 50 quid. No chance. I was lucky. I found one for about 18, 19 quid. I got it for. And it was from somebody over this country, so bonus. And then when you watch it, you realise an even bigger bonus, because this film is so dull. I only watched it early this morning, actually. Ignore the first one because it's a double feature. This is Frozen Scream. It looks absolutely nothing like the video nasty artwork, which you'll, like I said, you'll have seen at the beginning of the video. If you can't remember it, just go and have a little look at that section at the beginning again. You'll see all the ones, like the actual videos. Frozen Scream. My God, where do I start with this? It started off all right. I was enjoying it. Very low budget. I was enjoying it. Pretty good storyline, actually. It got so far through and then just got a bit slow. And it's so badly acted for the most part. It's something to do with, there's these doctors, a bloke and a woman, and they are trying to make life like eternal. You can't die. So what they do is they knock them out, take them to their laboratory, then do like an operation on them, and they've got this like little silver disc in their neck. And then when the temperature starts to get high, what they've got to do is put them in a freezer, in this big freezer. Because if it gets too high, they will die for good. And it's the freezer that keeps the temperature down. But unfortunately, once you've had the operation done, it just messes their heads up. I don't think it's almost like zombies, if you like. But it's not like a zombie film, far from it. But God, this is dull. It's so slow. You'll probably watch. I believe it or not, I have seen worse. It's not great at all. It's not much better than, but it is better than Snuff. There's a pretty good gore scene towards the beginning of this. But there's not much else. Really, oh my God, the woman, the female doctor, she's called, because she's got something to do with the film, like the writing or the producing of it. Will I find any? I've got to tell you this. Renee Harmon. She's got, like, she's talking English, but she's got like a German accent. But oh Jesus, Webb, she's terrible. Her acting is atrocious. The accent on it, it's downright annoying, because it sounds like she's deliberately trying to do a bad German accent, and she's not. I don't think. I think she actually. But oh God, what an annoying woman. And you don't really care about quite a lot of the people in this. It's just full of knobs, really. That there's is the gore bit I was telling you about that looks pretty good. That's just a quick flash. I won't spoil anything else about it. Not as much to spoil. What would I rate this? Probably a 4.5. Not totally, my God, I can never ever watch it again. I won't be watching it for a long time. But if I ever start to watch the video Nasties from start to finish, I wouldn't skip it. It's not like anything like that. Frozen Scream. Number 14. I absolutely love this film. This should never have been on the list. Such a great director who's sadly no longer with us, and a Universal film, pretty mainstream. I do have the Blu-ray of this, and I've just got the 4K, and the 4K of this looks absolutely beautiful. Well, I haven't just got it, I've had it a while, but it is absolutely stunning. This is Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. That's the Blu-ray slip, Screen Factory, and that's the 4K slip, which is the original cinema artwork. I absolutely love this film. Nothing special, it's nothing overly violent, overly gory. If you're ever thinking of getting one of these, I'll show you. If you don't have 4K and you're just happy with Blu-ray, this is definitely worth getting. Because the reverse art is the cinema art, which is so you're getting the best of both worlds. And the pictures on the back when you do the reverse are different as well. And it's just the one disc, the Blu-ray. Now, I thought the Blu-ray looked good. Wow. This is something else. There's a couple of scenes where you might see a bit of light daylight and it's really, really grainy. But for the most part of this, when they're in the dark, you see the colours like the fluorescent lights. Wow. Absolutely stunning. That's the revert artwork for this one. The other side is the same as the slip. So that was like, I think that was like a teaser poster, that one. And so you do get it must be the 4K remastered as well, because it's a totally different picture on the disc as well. But you do get the Blu-ray and you do get the 4K. Oh, look at that, so much better. This starts off with, it's kind of like a bit like a Halloween start, you know, somebody with a mask on looking, and goes into the shower where the girl is and all this type of stuff, and ends up being a bit of a red herring. So to cut a long story short, this girl goes out with this lad who's a right knob. And the actor's name is it Huckabee something? Apparently he's in, what's that crappy vampire program called? True Blood. Cooper Huckabee, that's him. And the main lass in it is Elizabeth Berridge, never heard of her. Miles Chapin, never heard of him. Sylvia Miles, I've heard of her, she's in it. She's also in The Sentinel, which is a great Michael Winner film. That's a horror film. William Finley, Kevin Conway as the Barker. He's amazing. Because I'll tell you that bit in a minute. So her boyfriend's picking her up and she's telling the parents that they're going to the cinema, and they're not. They pick another two up, they're going to the Funhouse. So when they get to the Funhouse, they're walking around it, and this fella, you know, the gather up type of people. So there's one on each ride, and you know full well when you look, it's the same actor. It's that fella I said there, the Barker. He's amazing. He's got so many like different sounds in his voice and like accents and stuff. It's creepy as hell. So they all make this plan to go on the ghost train. And one of the bright sparks comes up with, why don't we spend the night in the funhouse, in the ghost train bit? It's the ghost train that's called the funhouse. So what they want to do is get in the thing, go halfway around the ride, then jump out the car and stay in the funhouse all night. That's all I'm going to say. Do they get out? Do they not? Does anything happen? You tell me. I think this got raked in wrongly. There's another film which is supposed to be quite brutal. Is it supposed to be kind of like Last House on the Left or something like that? And it's called The Last House on Dead End Street. The alternate title to that is The Funhouse. So this was totally by accident. This isn't that gory at all. In fact, I don't think there's any gore in it. It's just such an enjoyable film. This does get mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people just think it's dull. I don't. I love it. I would give this 7.5 out of 10. It's just a great Tobe Hooper film. It's nothing overly special, but there's just something about it. And this 4K looks absolutely outstanding. That's Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse. Number 15. I do remember seeing this one on video. Went to my mate's house and his mum and dad had rented it out. I'm sure that was the same night. Or was it the next night? They got that and Piranha. That was the first time I saw Piranha as well. I'm sure they've got them both. But this one has never had another UK release. It's never ever come back out again. Apparently it was passed on cut for cinema, and then the video nasty came out, and that's it, nothing else. But will it ever get re-released? I don't know. For me, it wasn't that bad that it should have been a nasty, but it's a women's prison thing. And there's a couple of naughty bits in it. And this is Human Experiments. Jeffrey Lewis, who's the vampire in Salem's Lot, you know, the eerie one who's in the rocking chair. He's also Juliette Lewis's dad. He's in it. The slipcover is original art. That's the original video nasty cover. Now, this film, it's got one of the John Travolta's sisters in this as well. This film, a lot of people think it's just either bang average or cack. I don't know why. There's the picture disc. That's a little bit there. He peeped on there, look. I watched this on video and I wanted to see it again years and years later. And when this came out, I was like, I want that so bad, so I got it. And I absolutely love this film. I watched it twice in the same week. I know it's got nothing special to it. She is a country and western singer. It's a bit like, you know, Lynn Halsey Taylor in the two Clint Eastwood films with Clyde in Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can. It's the Sandra Locke character. It's kind of a bit like that. And people try and hit on her and she tells them to do one. And she's driving, I think she's driving to a gig this day. Something happens. She gets wrongly arrested and shot in prison. A women's prison. A tough women's prison. It's not even exceptionally violent, to be honest. There's just something about it. But Jeffrey Lewis is the warden of the prison. And it feels like you're watching. Again, I've said this so many times before about other films, but it's true. It's so 70s. It feels like you're watching an episode of The Incredible Hulk or something around that era. you know, where you see, when they're on the countryside, you sometimes see like bits of desert or like out in the sticks and the tumbleweeds, that type of area, and it's just so hot and sunny, and it's just 70s. This just reeks 70s. It's like that. There's just something about the feel of it. There's a copper in it as well, who you're looking at, and you're thinking, actually, I guessed him straight away, but a lot of people might look at him and say, the face looks familiar, I can't picture who it is. He's a lot older, obviously, but it's Uncle Fester from the original Addams Family series, the black and white one, and he's a copper in this. There's some horrible people in this. Horrible people. And she can't sing for shit. Her songs are crap. But so is the Lynn Halsey Taylor ones in the Clint Eastwood films. I just love this film. This, to me, is one of those films I could just watch it again over and over any time. There's just something about it. I love it. I would give this an 8 out of 10 because I enjoy it that much. A lot of people would say it's crap, they never want to watch it again, but everybody likes different. Highly recommend this one. I don't know if you can still get this because this was released by Scorpion Entertainment. Now they're a bit like Code Red, where it comes out and if you blink you miss them. I don't know how the hell I got it when I did, to be honest. I'm pretty sure you might be able to get it without the slip. I don't know. But I highly recommend this one. Human Experiments. Number 16. This is one that I never in a million years thought would ever get a release again. It's not violent. Nothing. There's nothing to it, really, at all. It's just, it was so obscure. I just never thought anybody would release it. But, as usual, good old Severance saved the day. And this one is a true story. It's based on a true story as well. It's just so obscure. You can still get this if you want to get it. This is I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses. Now, I don't ever remember seeing this in the video shops. But I'll show you this first. This beautiful slip cover. It is in a slip case now. I've done it to protect it, but there you go, look. That's the name of the film's embossed and spot glossed. And then you get the title on the side. The back, this slip cover is just so nice. Absolutely love it. Oh, yeah, I would have had to take it out anyway to take this out. But this is the original Video Nasty artwork. That did not look familiar to me at all. I mean, it doesn't even look like a Video Nasty, the cover or anything. Now, in this set, you get another film called Recommendation for Mercy. And I did watch it. However, I can't remember a thing about it apart from the fact that I actually really did enjoy it. Not as much as the main film. 2-disc set. You get... Oh, it is a Blu-ray. I thought it was a DVD. You get I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses on one, and then you get Recommendation for Mercy on the other. Double disc set. It's kind of similar plot lines. But yeah, I love that. I was waiting for this for so long. I've had quite a few discussions about this one with John over at Mondo Chelloveck. I'll leave a link below to his channel. There might be something coming up with me and him soon anyway, but more of that when it's verified. And we had this conversation about, do you think it's going to come out? Do you think it's not going to come out? And I was like, I doubt this will ever come out. And it wasn't long after we'd had the first conversation, actually. Bang, Sever announced it, and we were like, what? Didn't know anything about it. Apart from it was a true story, and there's a court case in it. Oh God, how do I say this? Apparently, it's based on a famous murder case. Woman marries this dude, and I don't know if it was the same from the start, but as the time goes on, you can see the battling, they're not getting on or anything like that. And she dies, she gets her head caved in. And he gets the blame. And we don't know if it is him or whether it's somebody else. But it shows the court case, and it goes through the different scenarios, and it shows you quite a few different ways how she could have died. Instead of just explaining them, well, this could have happened, they've actually filmed them. This isn't at the end, this is like in the film. It's like the different scenarios, how she could have died, or how the excuses come on how she died. That's the only bit of gore in it. You do see a canny bit of blood on the floor, but it's not excessively violent or anything like that. It's more of a drama courtroom, really. It's just that bit of gore, I think, what did it? And she is horrible. I must admit, she's not very nice at all. I've only watched this once, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great film. I really did. I don't think they had the original film elements, so they took it off one of the best prints they could find. And I think they've done a pretty damn good job with it, actually. I'm long overdue with watching this anyway. I could definitely watch it again. I would give this one probably a 7 out of 10. It's just like a run-of-the-mill film. Honestly, I don't know why it got picked up. But it did. Personally, I recommend this. Others wouldn't. I miss you, hugs and kisses. Number 17. This is a film that is screaming, and we are all screaming for a 4K release, because they've done so many of this dude's films, and then they've slowed right down, and it's getting frustrating now. This is Dario Argento's Inferno. I bought this, I think it was when HMV, had one of their 3 for 20 quids or whatever it was on a few years ago. So I bought this. And then as I was sorting through looking for this, I found that. I didn't even know I had it. I could not tell you where I got that from. I'm presuming it must have been eBay. Do I remember getting this? So this one is obsolete, so I think this one's going. Not anything special in it. Oh, there is a booklet. There is a booklet. And reverse artwork. That is reversed. This was newly commissioned artwork, which I wasn't a fan of. That could be Graham Humphreys as well. In fact, it very probably is. But I was not keen on that at all. Much rather have that. But this one's even better. Now, I don't know whether that one's been remastered or if it's the same one as this. But this is one of those where you can get all those different front artworks, and you get a poster and a booklet. So let's have a little look. I've deliberately put it into that one. The window box, which obviously long out to print now. Oh, there's a bit of bum there, but she does have panties on. That's another one. So then you get your wee booklet. And, there's art cards as well. I forgot about them. I'll show you them, because I don't think I've ever done an unboxing or anything about this. They've all just got that on the back. God, you can tell these are the old ones, can't you? People have been predicting this as a 4K coming out, and it still hasn't. Now, this is supposed to be, I think some people say it's like an unofficial sequel to Suspiria. It's absolutely nothing like Suspiria, to be honest. I tell you what, the Arrow booklets have come on leaps and bounds, haven't they, since these days? So thin and flimsy. You want this? It's two double pages stapled together, and that's it. Done. But it's a booklet, and the art cards there, and then you get a double-sided, I think it is, poster. Yes, it is. So you get that one, where she's showing her Shetty bomb. And then why the hell they didn't do this with their other one I was on about earlier, you turn it over and you get the quad poster for Inferno, the UK quad poster, with the Certificate X on. Now, there's not a great deal I can tell you about this. I shall explain why. When I got this one, and I honestly, for the life of me, I really don't know where I got it from. I can't have watched it. And then you get a Blu-ray. I know they used to do it, you give you the DVD as well. Yeah, some of these cover arts leave a lot to be desired. I can't have watched this because when I bought that one, I know for a fact I hadn't seen it. It just did not look familiar at all. I thought it was pretty good, but I wasn't a massive fan. But I said that about Suspiria. In fact, I downright hated Suspiria the first time I watched it. And then when I watched it a second time, with my full attention and no phone, I loved it. Loads better. So I need to do the same with this. I remember this one being a bit weird. I only remember the beginning bit where there's a woman in it and she goes into the cellar or something and there's like a watery thing underground in the cellar. You jump in and she's swimming and there's a body in there somewhere. And that's all I can remember. But judging by this, it looks like it's another nice colourful one, like Suspiria. But this needs a 4K release. To be fair to this, I'm not going to mark it. Because if I mark it what I thought before, I would probably give it a 4 or a 5. I'm not going to do that. I need to watch it again and rate it fairly. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm thinking a lot of you will have watched this. The reason this one got into trouble with the BBFC is because you see, I'm sure it's this one, you see a cat catch and kill a mouse, which happens every time, every day, outside in public. So they class that as animal cruelty, and the cut it. They dragged it and cut it, but it's fully uncut now. And it's not like you see the inside; you just see the cat jump on it. It's from what I remember, and then it ends. Weird. This has got a great soundtrack, though. I think this is the one that Greg Lake did out of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I've got the soundtrack to this on vinyl. It's really, really good. But yeah, this is one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to let you judge for yourselves or get it. If you like Argento, get it anyway. Somebody start a petition up to get this on 4K because I'll sign it. Let me know what you think of it. Inferno. Number 18 is the title that I don't have. You can see the video nasty cover on the reel at the beginning, and the film I don't have is Killer Nun. I've never seen it, so I can't comment on it. So I do intend to get it eventually. I tried to get it before I did this video, but I couldn't. The one that I was going to get was a Blue Underground one, and it's out of print. But there's an Arrow version, which I think has been remastered. Unfortunately, it's only on Arrow US. So I will get it, but it's not cheap. It's about 28 30 quid, and it's only Blu-ray, it's not even a 4K. So yeah, that's Killer Nun. So I'm going to have to leave that one. Number 19. This one's number 19. When I first saw this, I thought it was one of the biggest turds I'd ever watched. And then I watched it again with a group of us. And because when there's a group, you're talking and stuff, and the phones are on that, yeah, I still hated it. And then one night I thought, you know, like, it was when I first started doing the streams with John. And I thought, I'm going to watch this, you know, because I've watched it twice. And he was telling me he loved it. So I thought, I'll watch it again and see how it's like. And my God, it blew me away. I didn't realise how much, like, I hadn't paid attention to. This should have been a section 1 for its content. Some of the stuff that happens in this, although you don't see it full on, you definitely see, like, the beginnings of it. You know what's going on. It is horrendous. This has basically been called The Last House on the Left on a Train. Pretty much true. But you don't get disemboweling and stuff. Over here, it was called Late Night Trains. You can get this on Arrow now, but when I got this, it hadn't been released. You could only get it on an American one. This is Night Train Murders. Oh, like I said, the video nasty list, it was called Late Night Trains. Totally different artwork. It's basically these two friends. I think they're supposed to be about 17-year-old, 18-year-old. They're going away. I don't know if they're going on a shopping trip or something, but it's getting towards Christmas as well. So they're out walking along and they speak to somebody who works at it lives in this little village where they're at, and they're going for the train. They talk to him, so they get on the train, and there's these two wrong-uns. Unfortunately, get on the train. That's all I really want to give away. You're best off watching it yourself. But what happens in this is like, oh God, it's horrendous. But then there's like the revenge aspect of it as well. The theme song to this is Demis Roussos, as in, yeah, the big fat Greek bloke. What's not that song? It's, oh God, it's bad. I wanted to poke him right in his big fat face, says I. It just doesn't fit in with it at all, because this is, oh God, there's some terrifying bits in this. Yeah, you can see the fear on the face there that something's happening. There's blood on the hand there. I won't say what's gone on, but yeah, it's a bit naughty. Again, for me, this should have been a section 1 compared to stuff like Axe. There was something else on the section 1 list that didn't deserve to be there, and I can't remember what the hell it was. I can't remember. I know there was 1 or 2. This should have been up there. I actually thought it was when we first started doing the live streams and stuff for the years. I always thought there was a section 1, and when I seen it was only a section 2. Quite shocked. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. It's jumped up from about a 4 or a 3 even from when I first seen it. If you've not seen this, brace yourself. It's got some not easy to watch scenes in it. Very rewarding ending, possibly. Don't know. But yeah, definitely worth getting. I don't know if you can still get the Arrow Blu-ray or whether it's out of print. It was number 1, I think, in the Italian collection, so chances are it's deleted. But I'm pretty sure you can get this one. But then again, I haven't looked, so I don't know. Night Train Murders are on the video Nasties list. Late Night Trains. Number 20. So this would have been the last one I was doing. But because I don't have Killer Nun, I'm going to do the next one as well. So you've still had 10. So number 20 is It's a bit slow, but my God, what a good film it is. This is a zombie film that was filmed over here, where it says it was. I don't know about the morgue, but the town it was. No, it wasn't. I tell a lie. It's set there. Apparently a lot of this was filmed in Sheffield. This is The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. It's it starts off like this little village, and this biker, I think that's him, yeah, pulls up at this village, and then there's a Mini as well, pulls up with a woman driving, and you can see from the start that she comes on that she just looks so fed up and down, and when it comes to scenes, when she cries, and you think, my God, she's doing that well. Yeah, there's a good reason for it. She's only a young woman, but just before they started filming, she lost her husband. He died. I don't know if it was in a car crash or whether it was a disease, I can't remember. And they said to her, look, you don't have to do it. We'll get somebody else. But she wanted to do it. And my God, what a performance she gives. And it's so sad when you know the story behind it. You look at her when you watch this. I can't remember loads and loads about this, apart from, like, I just remember these zombies appearing, and one actually looks like him, he's got a beard. And I also remember one of the zombies looks a little bit like Dario Argento. I don't think it is him, but it looks a bit like him. But it's weird that it's set over here. Like in an English town. It's strange. I think this is actually classed as an Italian film, though, because of the director, who is Jorge Grau. Or George, but with a J. I do remember enjoying this. I haven't seen it for a long time. But like I say, but I think most zombie films are. I used to think Dawn of the Dead dragged, but now I absolutely love it, and it goes like that. But I used to think it dragged when I first watched it. But this is quite slow as well, as are all zombie films usually, apart from Return of the Living Dead, because that's just amazing. As is, and Dawn of the Dead as well. That's my favourite one. But this is a canny little film. I would definitely give this a 7 out of 10 as well. They're going like a sort of like an English church and a grave, and you can just tell it's the English countryside. This is quite gory. You do see innards and things being eaten. And this has been out on quite a few editions. I don't know whether this was part of the Italian collection, but I know I'm sure it's come out over here. It does have a 4K release somewhere in the world as well now. I'll probably stick with this. I would like a nicer edition, but you know that they're ridiculously overpriced. But this is definitely well worth a watch. The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. So the last title is number 21. But before I show you it, I did forget to show you the Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue disc. Look at that. I love that disc. It just looks so eerie and Scooby-Doo-fied. Yeah, just wanted to show you the disc. So yeah, number 21 is the last one. This got a Blu-ray release in the States by Code Red. And it sold out fast. And it was going for £60. And then Code Red re-released it. They used the same artwork, but instead of having a dark blue background, it's now got a red background. And unlike the original, it came with a slip, and that's the one I got. This is getting a 4K release as well in the States. I think it's Severin. It could be Vinegar Syndrome, but I'm pretty sure it's Severin. On the video Nasties list, this was just called Nightmare Maker. In the States, it's called Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. This is a very good film. There's an actress pretty famous in the 70s called Kirsty MacColl. That's her brother. And what do they call it? Susan Tyrrell, who you see in, if you've seen Angel with Donna Wilkes, she's the short-haired one who paints. There's one of the funniest scenes in that film. She's in this and she plays his auntie. I think his mum's passed away and his auntie's looking after him. So when he starts to get a girlfriend and stuff, she gets like really, she's not good enough for you and all this lot, and she's absolutely tapped. Yeah, I kind of think she's got a thing for him, and he's her nephew. Like just the way she gets, I'm sure she gives her a kiss like on the lips, quite a sloppy one. There's the front and the back, just like the slip. There's the disc, and it did have another title. I think when it was on video in the States, it had this title. I'm not keen on that title. That's Night Warning. Night Warning just sounds like a made-for-TV thriller or drama. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker sounds a bit, it's a bit corny, but it sounds more brutal. So yeah, so it's about this this auntie looking after the son, being a bit weird and jealousy, and what she does in these fits of rage. She is absolutely mental. Susan Tyrrell plays this part fantastic. She's amazing. I do remember as well, there is a crash scene in this. It is brutal. Brutal. I think it's with a lorry and a car. The lorry's in front, the car's behind. But this is a very good film. I highly recommend this. I have only watched it once, but I am due a watch of it now. I would like the 4K. I don't want to pay how much the 4K is going to go for, though. That's the thing. I think this will probably have to do me. Never mind. I'd give this one, yeah, strong 7 out of 10. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, or as it was known on the video Nasties list, Nightmare Maker. So there you go. That's section 2, part 2. There's only one more part to go now for section 2. Hopefully I might have another 1 or 2 more. There's not many again that I don't have, I think. I think in total, out of section 2, I think I'm missing 4, something like that. So there might be 2 missing in the last part, but if I've got them, I've got them. If I haven't, I haven't. There's nothing I can do about it. There's some really good films in section 2. And then when we move on to section 3, you'll be astounded at some of the stuff that they put on there. You're thinking, you're joking me. There is some brilliant films in section 3. Some of my favourite films of all time. And they made it onto the section 3 list. But these are the ones that were prosecuted with section 1, but they were dropped. Mental. Absolutely mental. Thank you very much for watching. All 2 of you, I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm having a ball doing these. I love doing them. I just love talking about video nasties and watching them and stuff. I hope I've give you some sort of inspiration or advice if you were thinking about certain titles that you were debating getting or not. I'm hoping I've helped you out. Feel free to ask anything you want in the comments, and I'll answer as best I can. There'll probably be more videos before I do the final part of section 2. But that should keep you going for now. Hope you've enjoyed it anyway. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon on the next video. Until then, you take care of yourselves. Ta-ta.